Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roush Fenway Live. We're broadcasting to you from virtual COTA, Circuit of the Americas, in virtual Austin, Texas. I want to welcome in my co-host, Brandon Lee.
Going green. Hello. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we're iRacing tonight. Got the Pro Invitational series, round 4, I believe. Is that right?
I believe it's 4. Buescher is rolling off the grid P13. So for all of you that haven't turned on the broadcast, be sure to turn it on. FS1, and we are live.
That's right. We're rolling for pace laps, so we'll be green here shortly. Chris is in the Auto Tempest Ford Mustang tonight, and Ryan is in the Guaranteed Rate Ford Mustang. So looking forward to a fun night.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a great one. Some left and right turns, Brandon. Turning right today.
That's right. Something we don't do very often, but we're going for it tonight.
You want to know something? I am really excited for this because Buescher is a road course legend, and it's a green flag.
There we go, just like that. Legend, you say?
He's definitely making a name for himself in road course racing, I would say.
And just like last time, for those watching, we'll pop in and out of some cameras. We've got one looking at each driver, and then we've got an over-the-shoulder camera for each as well. So throughout the night, you'll see different cameras featured for our two guys.
So we got 32 laps here, Circuit of the Americas, P13 for Buescher. And I'm not sure where Newman's lining up. Brandon, do you know?
It looks like P34 at the moment.
Yes, P34. All right. Brandon, how long do you think it takes to clock a lap here?
I think I saw somewhere around 2:22, something like that. I could be way off. 2:12. Sorry, I'm being told 2:12. So yeah, much longer than we're used to, which is why you obviously see the shorter lap count. So I think the thing here is every bit of this is new, right? Most weeks we go to places that people have been going to for years and years, but this is totally new for everyone. So everybody has a rookie strike this week at COTA, including tonight virtually.
Yes, that's true. This coming Sunday at COTA, everyone will experience their first start, everyone in the field. So it definitely should be interesting. I'm excited to see what happens. I think we will come out of there with a top 5 or maybe a top 10 too.
That's right. Looks like Buescher's up to P11 right now. Just feeling out the place. Obviously, they got a little bit of practice time in before. Qualified a couple laps, so it takes time to fill out a place that has 20 turns and 3.41 miles, I believe. So obviously different than anything we've ever seen in the past.
Oh, yeah, that facility is huge. There's actually an amphitheater inside one of the turns. I don't know if you knew that, but
I did not know that.
Earlier. It's pretty big.
I'm going to have to go try to find that, which a facility this big, it might be hard to find, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, it's like lodged in one of the turns. Very, very interesting.
Nice. I think we did this last time, but anybody in the chat here, let us know where you're watching from. We'll call out a few.
Yeah,
someone says Sydney, you rock.
Thank you.
Toronto, Canada.
Kansas. We were just in Kansas a few weeks ago. Someone wants to know if Kevin and Jackson are pit reporting tonight. I think they are, and
absolutely. We're all in the same room, so yeah, we're gonna feature them for sure, whether they like it or not.
Waco, Texas.
Been to Waco once. Really small place. Good people.
My first time in Texas was last year at Texas Motor Speedway. Never been.
Ever? In general?
Yeah, ever. Right?
Wow.
Cleveland, South Carolina. Where in Eastern North Carolina, Mindy, are you from? Greensboro, Maryland. Pretty decent crowd here, Brandon, we got.
Yeah, for sure. Keep the comments coming as we roll through the night here. It's funny. I expected to look over and be on lap, 8 or 10 or whatever in any other week, but we're on lap 3, so it goes
Just
by slow
3.
at the virtual COTA.
Looks like Buescher's up to P10, so that's good. Yeah, just lap 3. That's crazy. These caution laps are going to be a little wild this weekend.
Someone asked, is this televised? Of course it is. FS1, but selfishly, we're going to tell you to tune in here at the same time as well.
Yes, I think we're streaming on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
That's right.
Check it out. And Twitch, so be sure to check that out.
We once would have streamed to Google+, but it has since gone by the wayside.
Oh, yeah, my boss, Kevin Woods, loves Google+. I learned everything about Google+ from him. So
our favorite platform. Did we make sure that Ryan has his gum tonight? I do not know. Sitting right in front of me, I don't think so.
I'm going to say no. I have a different view over here. No gum, but he did have a swig of ice cold Coca-Cola before he got into his seat today.
Always.
Let's see if we can get an update here. Buescher's still P10. Brandon, any clue where Newman is over there?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see the timing and scoring right now, but it looks like we just went around.
Looks like Newman spun, but he's back on course. Let's see. Buescher's still holding steady at P10. Let's talk about the paint schemes we're running tonight. I know Chris Buescher and the number 17 team are carrying the Auto Tempest scheme. First debuted a few weeks ago. We announced that news. Very exciting to have them on board.
Absolutely. Yeah, they were on the 17 car at Kansas and then returning this weekend. So excited to have their schemes. The scheme looks really sharp, by the way. So it's one of our favorites. So we'll see it on the real track this weekend. But for now, it's on the virtual track.
Oh, yeah. And in case you guys missed it, today we just announced that Fastnaut is returning. They have renewed. We're so excited to have them with us for some more years, and I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, awesome news from our friends at Fastnaut. Been a long-time partner, more than a decade now. So good to have them back with us through 2024, I believe. So big news today.
Huge news. I'm noticing that the 17 team has a lot of blue in their paint scheme.
That is true. I've never thought about it that way, but you're right.
So what about Ryan? Ryan is running, I think, the guaranteed rate scheme today.
Yep, that's right. 2 weeks in a row with guaranteed rate on board. I believe it's their 4th race of the 2021 season. So
Guaranteed rate actually ran a Super Bowl commercial for those football fans out there. I don't know if you caught it, but Ryan was in it. Pretty great. Showcased the Roush Fenway facility, and it was pretty awesome.
So Chris was taking part in some interviews earlier today, and I think he got asked a few times what he thought the worst turn would be with this 20-turn course. And it sounds like turn 1 might be a little bit of a headache. It looks pretty daunting. I actually didn't think to check it on the initial start, but we'll try to keep an eye on it as we cycle some laps here to see what it looks like.
Of course, just seems to go on and on.
Clear.
The map, and it's just so, there's so turns.
2 back. One back. Inside.
Someone says they're from Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, I grew up in Kentucky. I like to see Kentuckians in here.
Taking in. Clear. Inside.
Nothing much new to report on Chris Buescher. He's currently still P10, so
there.
we'll keep you updated.
Still there.
Yeah, if you hear other voices around, we got Alan, crew chief on the 6 car, and Matt over there with you on the 17 car. So we'll hear those guys spotting throughout the night and giving some direction to our guys as they try to navigate this road course.
And it is a tough one to navigate.
No doubt. Also, let us know in the comments what your favorite road course is. Now, we got a couple new ones this year, and we added Daytona's road course to the schedule last year. So let us know which one your favorite is. I think there's 7.
Brandon, that's a great question. What's your favorite road course?
Jackson says Rainbow Road. That's a good one.
Rainbow. Mario Kart. I do like, but which edition of Rainbow Road? 64? He says 64. I like I have a Nintendo Switch, and I like that they have all the Rainbow Roads on that. Rainbow's Road. But yeah, Brandon, what's your favorite road course?
I think they're all really different. Sonoma, if you go explore it, it's hard sometimes to explore these road courses when we're there, but I think a couple years ago I went and tried to watch practice from a few different turns. That was pretty cool. Haven't done that from Watkins Glen. I think it's a little more difficult there. But I guess Sonoma is maybe my favorite. I don't know. We'll see this weekend if I change my mind and COTA becomes that favorite.
I would definitely say Sonoma. It's so beautiful. And you're right, watching from all the different parts.
And don't forget Road America either. We go there this year. Xfinity Series has gone there in the past. But the Cup Series will go there in July 4th weekend. So.
Oh, yeah. It should be a fun time. I know the only time both of us, I think, went, our first time there was back a few years ago with the Xfinity Series.
That sounds right.
Nothing around you.
Someone says Yoshi Valley all the way. The Roval. Someone likes the Roval. It's really funny. I hear a lot of drivers complain about the Roval, but it's still a pretty entertaining race. Wow, and we're just on lap 6 here of 32. Jackson says for all you Nintendo lovers out there, Toad's Turnpike.
Love that one as well. Good call, Jackson.
Yeah, good call, Jackson. Are we not friends on Nintendo? We are? Oh. Huh? What? What are you talking about? Animal Crossing? I think I'm friends with Emily, too.
Sydney, what's Chris got going over there? He's been pretty quiet, but he's up to P8, so I'll take that as a win, right?
He's up to P8. Crew Chief Matt Lady is configuring, when to add gas and what to do at the pit stop coming up here in a few. So we'll see how that shakes out.
I'll be honest, I expected a caution in the first 5 seconds, but I think the way these road courses go, you can't throw a yellow every time somebody misses a turn. So, no cautions, I'm told.
Oh.
Never mind. There you go. That's the reason.
No cautions. Well, pull your belts tight. We're going to be here for a little bit.
It's like just turning all the settings off in NASCAR Thunder. Who needs tire wear, cautions, etc., right?
That's true. Yeah, Chris Buescher up to P8. I'm sad there are only local cautions. Still going. Focus. If you're watching this podcast along with our stream, you'll see that the drivers are focused here on screen.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's part of them figuring out the course and trying to get some middle notes maybe for Saturday and Sunday. But this weekend does have practice, which is something we haven't had much this year at all. But with this being a new track, we are practicing on Saturday. So one of the rare times this year that we're going to do that, but it'll definitely be needed, and they'll use it to their advantage come Sunday during the race.
And practice, I think, also returns next weekend as well for the Coca-Cola 600 race. So I have a couple weekends of practice here.
That's right, yeah. We'll qualify. Well, actually, I forgot about qualifying for COTA on Sunday before the race, and then I believe next weekend it's practice Friday night, and then qualifying Saturday, and then the race on Sunday. So, yeah, a lot of different schedules coming up.
We have some nice on-track action for you guys, so be sure you tune in to all the races. Still on Fox and FS1 so far.
Will there be any in-car cameras this weekend? I do not believe so. Not in the plans for this weekend.
That would be interesting, an in-car camera for road course racing. Turning left and right.
The foot cam a lot of times at road course racing can be interesting.
Oh, yeah. What other questions do you guys have for us? I think we're going to head over to our pit reporter and see what's going on, from their point of view. I think we'll go to Jackson Martin.
Hi there.
Who's on the side.
Good to talk to you.
I was just thinking, why do we not have stage breaks in these races? Maybe that's a bad idea. Someone correct me.
That's a horrible idea.
I mean, we have them in real life, so why not here? Hello.
For my AirPods.
Kevin Wood's giving you a unique view there of Chris Buescher. Check it out. He's locked in, it looks like.
For those that may have missed that transition there, that was pit reporter Kevin Woods giving you a different view of Chris Buescher in the simulator while he races at COTA. So I hope you enjoyed that.
But on a serious note, can we talk about stage racing?
Stage racing. It's funny. When they first announced that there were racing stages, I was not a huge fan, but I actually really like it.
I'm just more so talking about for this purpose because if you're running no cautions and you're running 36, 32 laps, whatever it is,
32.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
But hey, I don't make the rules.
There's 5 seconds. I can close it.
Coming up on lap 10, Buescher's still P8.
We are lap 9 of 32. Nice. Lovely boss behind me. And Brandon, I don't know. I think it's time to crank it up here. What do you think?
Crank it up.
Let's crank it up. Let's hear the sounds that the drivers are hearing. Let's let the fans hear it.
I'll be honest, I'm not quite sure how we enable that function, Sydney. You got any ideas?
I think we should, take ourselves out for a second and just let the drivers hear, or let the fans hear what the drivers are experiencing.
All right, let's do
crank
it.
it up.
Let's see what happens. We're trying this all together, guys, so bear with us.
The ball. Outside clear. Inside.
So we've got one of Brian's cameras muted, so you should be hearing the net sounds coming out of his rig.
Next car, 2 seconds back.
Sounds like we may have Jackson Martin in, live from the war room.
Hi
Hello,
there,
Jackson.
Brandon. I am here in the official Roush Fenway Racing War Room. Thought I'd get in here to give you guys a great look for the big race, but it turns out no one else showed up here and even hooked up the TVs for me. So I don't really know what to tell you. I definitely cannot tell what's going on in the race, but I'm sure it's thrilling. Really, really excited to be watching along with you guys because it's the only thing I can see of the race. I can't work the TVs in here.
It sounds awesome, Jackson. It sounds kind of like, unless you're in here in the room like we are, that sounds like the setup otherwise. You kind of don't know what's going on. You can't see anything, can't hear anything. So
Why should today be any different?
Right, exactly.
But I can confirm there are several computer monitors in here. So I'm sure when things are turned on, it is a great place to watch a race and figure out what's going on. Definitely not the case tonight, though.
Yeah, it sounds like that's a pretty good setup come race day on Sunday. Maybe I've never seen it, in action, so I don't know what that would look like.
I would certainly hope so. All I can do right now is use my imagination, but man, it's got to be spectacular, I think.
Yeah, no, it looks awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got for you.
All right, well, thanks for checking in. You're always welcome to check in anytime, Jackson.
I'll do my best.
All right, sounds good.
5 back.
Hello. I was just talking to 17 Team virtual crew chief, Matt Lady, and he is looking to see when the rest of the field is going to pit. So.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to come into play here, obviously. It's bound to at some point, but I think there's some strategy being worked behind the scenes here on both sides, trying to figure out when the best opportunity is to pit. So we will see what happens with both of our teams here.
Yes, so there will only be green flag pit stops. So.
That's right. No yellows tonight, as we were corrected earlier.
Someone just said Jackson's the best in the biz. I can't argue with that. My coworker, he taught me everything I know.
Come to a stop here.
Yes.
Check that out, Ryan Newman on the FS1 broadcast.
Oh yeah. And the guaranteed rate for Mustang.
Spoiler alert, he is on pit road, so not to get ahead here, but as you guys know, TV's a little delayed, so making his pit stop under green flag here.
We're currently at lap 13 of 32, so. Oh, there's Buescher on the TV as well on the broadcast. Look, number 17, Auto Tempest team getting some love here.
That's right. Buescher's locked in. He's been locked in all night. Haven't heard him say a word.
I mean, Buescher is extremely focused. He came in, he had something to eat, he got right into the car, and he's ready. Top 10 right now.
Just heard the 16 crew chief say that we're good on fuel, so Ryan's rolling off pit road as we speak. And also said I wanted to mention, too, one thing that both of our guys have talked about recently. They actually went to COTA, I believe it was first part of this year, and did a little bit of a racing school, so they actually drove Mustangs around the track. So they have actually been on the track. Now, it's obviously not in a stock car, not what we'll be racing this weekend in person, but they at least have seen the facility and have driven on it, albeit in a usual street car. So would like to think that's some sort of advantage, but we'll see.
I sure hope so. I have a good feeling about this weekend, though, Brandon. I think we're going to really be off to a great start.
Yeah, we're always hoping for the best.
Someone said that we should be doing a manual crank it up where we make the acceleration sound.
That would be a rather interesting way to give you guys the broadcast. I don't know if we have any resident experts in that sound, but we may try that down the road. We'll see.
We could, possibly.
43 is a second and a half back.
I'm going to turn the focus of the 17 team crew chief. He is determined, waiting for the pit stop. He even says himself that he will go over the wall. I mean, what a team player.
There you go, dedication, right?
10 back.
We are RFR driven, and if you don't know what that means, you don't really know us. We are driven. Looks like someone's pitting.
It sounds like we may, Alan, is there any chance we get a competition caution here at any point?
They haven't said so.
Gotcha.
Officials have not.
Thought I heard some chatter of a competition caution, which, as we like to say on social media when it happens every week, caution for competition.
Caution for competition.
Right.
That is sweet. For those of you that don't know and are watching, typically on a race weekend, Brandon runs the Roush 16 account, and I handle the 17 Roush team account. So we are coming at you live from the racetrack each and every week for the most part.
Yeah, so in other words, take it easy on us.
43 is 5 back. 2 back.
Looks like pit stops are coming into play here. Should we watch Buescher pit? I know Newman already pitted, but what do you think?
3 back.
Should be
Yeah, let's
interesting.
do it.
2, 1. Inside.
All right, Sid, it sounds like Chris is making his way down pit road momentarily, right?
Yes, he's actually on pit road currently. Let's see how this goes.
One thing I've learned through these rounds so far is finding your virtual pit stall at virtual racetracks is quite challenging. But you just saw Chris do it there almost to perfection.
And he pulled into the stall.
back now.
Always a good sign when you find your sign and pit accordingly. Quick work by the Auto Tempest team. Chris is rolling.
5 back.
Someone said Buescher the Bullet. Potential new nickname.
Driving in.
Take a look at Matt Lady directing Buescher back on track here.
Side. And you're inside. And clear.
I mean, pit stops, you never get tired of them. All right, let's see lap we are on now. I think it's lap 16, so we're about halfway through with today's race at COTA.
Yeah, just now halfway. It's odd. It doesn't seem like that's accurate, but again, with the long course and only 32 laps, it just takes time to get to this point. So, clicking the laps away.
That it does. So it looks like Buescher's back up to P8, so pit strategy definitely came into play here. I'm wondering, Brandon, do you think we'll have to pit again?
I think it all depends. I think we're good on fuel. Obviously, you'd have to pit for any more fast repairs, but definitely good on fuel from what I understand. I think it just depends on what shakes out over the last half of the race. But with no yellows, obviously there's not many opportunities to do so with most teams, I would assume, staying out the rest of the way. So I wouldn't say it's out of the question, but at this point I think you might be locked into what you've got for the rest of the way.
That's fair. Fair analysis. Let's see what we got here. We have a lot of Ryan Newman fans on here.
About 10 back now.
I also have a fan that says they like our social media account. Thank you very much. It's a lot of hard work, but we love it.
Always good to hear.
Yeah, we love NASCAR Chasm as well.
5 car lengths back.
Buescher down to P9. See if he can get track position back.
Still 10 back.
Any ideas as to where Newman's running?
Looks like P35 right now.
Are we on the lead lap?
Which I would assume at this point the field is pretty well spread out across the 20-turn course. Obviously, again, with no yellows, no local cautions, you're going to have, all 37-ish cars pretty much spread out all over the place. So hard to see that in the broadcast to some degree, but at least that's the way I see it from this angle.
Someone says they follow both Twitter accounts and get all the notifications. That's great. That's great to hear.
Awesome.
Nice to know we're not just talking to ourselves. Oh, looks like there was an on-track incident. Not sure if it was on purpose or what.
Yeah, I think someone got in the way of the leader there. I'm gonna go out on a limb, but
5 back.
yeah,
Pulling away.
I believe the 15 cars leading. So I think somebody just got in the way. Simple as that.
Looks like Buescher's up to P7 now, so that's great. Knocking on the door of a top 5 here.
Yeah, he's still locked in over there.
Back. Inside.
And also, random kind of fun fact. I don't know if we talk about this a lot, but going to the state of Texas this weekend, Chris is actually the only driver in the Cup Series from Texas. So, I've never really thought about it that way until obviously we go to Texas Motor Speedway twice a year. But this being somewhat of a home race for him, I believe he said his parents live about 45 minutes from Austin. Yeah, which is where we'll be this weekend. So
that's right. He is from Prosper, Texas. So this track is the closest. So it really is his home track.
Absolutely. Anytime you can make a trip home, it's always a good day. So.
That's right. You get to go back down near your home track, which is Talladega, Brandon. A couple times a year.
That's right. That's right. The home state of myself and Kevin Wood.
Kevin Woods, the one and only Kevin Woods. He's a legend at Talladega Super Speedway. Looks like Buescher is P5.
P5. There we go. Moving on up.
I'm seeing someone said he's P5. This is showing, yeah, he's P5 on the
Yep.
broadcast.
Yeah, TV's currently showing P5.
15 to go.
Just keep chipping away at it. You never know what can happen, especially with I feel like I keep repeating myself saying no yellows. That's weird to say, but again, it's almost like you went in a NASCAR Thunder 03 and turned off all the settings and called it a day, right? But hey, you never know what can happen at the front.
Honestly, it's weird to not have cautions. We're so used to it. Something that happens every weekend for us. So it is a strange thing.
Clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
5 back.
But if Buescher wins this race, we'll have to get in there and get a virtual victory lane photo.
Oh, no
doubt. All of us here at the iRacing Roush Fenway headquarters.
Back, making a run. 2. Peeking in. Clear.
They are just so spread out on this track. Someone just brought up a great point. So no lucky dog.
Yeah, with basically all the rules off the table, all of those go away as well. So no free pass, no lucky dog. All those things you're usually used to in stage racing and cautions. Not a thing tonight.
Not a thing. So strange.
Back.
It just kind of feels like they're moving in slow motion. Very unusual.
10 back. Making a run here. 3 back.
Buescher's P5, but he's also looks like 28 seconds behind the leader. So we have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, your leaderboard looks a little odd. I think it said P20 was like a minute and 10 seconds off of P1, so not something you see every day.
It is pretty crazy. Yeah, that's right. We're running the 8 down. Crew Chief Matt Lady, do you have any words to say? And there you have it. 17 team crew chief himself, Matt Lady. Ready for action at COTA. Real life action.
2.5 back now.
And let's see, what lap are we on now, Brandon? Lap 20, I believe. 12 to go.
We're showing 18 over here, I believe, unless this is behind.
We're a couple laps.
Oh, yeah, we're okay. That would explain it. Yeah, lap 20, you're correct.
Lap 20.
One lap, I think.
I'm curious, for those of you watching today, who participated in the Pro Invitational fan vote? Let us know. Who'd you vote for?
1.5 seconds back.
That's a good point.
I'm just curious. Drop it in the comments. We really want to know.
Yield half a second this turn. Car inside. Got one on your outside here. Clear. 4 car about near door now.
Tyler Reddick,
Outside, clear.
hopefully we can take him down and get another spot.
Second gap here.
Someone says they voted for Chris. That's great.
Got a pretty good view here over behind Chris, showing his laps around COTA. Looks like he's closing in. I believe that's the 8 car in front, right, Sid?
Yes, the 8 car. Hopefully we can get some more track position here. Lap 21, so 11 to go.
Yeah, I think for some perspective, I was asking Chris earlier if at this point he mentally, remembers each turn, because as we said earlier, they had some on-track time there earlier in the year. So he said at this point he feels pretty comfortable. I think after this tonight he'll probably be even better. But obviously, again, just something that we're not used to, and going to a place that you've never been before. I mean, I simply asked them, how do you remember where you're going? As simple as that sounds. But obviously, having never been there before, something to deal with. So I think at this point they're mostly settled in and figuring out the course and mostly remember each turn. But again, just one of the more unique factors in going somewhere brand new. So
definitely. So in the comments we have someone asking what the spotter's view is like. So I actually can give you a sneak peek here. Let's check out number 17 team spotter's view.
P2, 3.5 seconds back.
Garbage has one more clear view. Run down there one left side over here. Similar views if you're in the game and watch the replay. We have all this camera angles.
yeah, pretty good insight here from Matt. Kind of showing you the different options he has. If you saw that drop-down menu, there's a bunch of different angles they can flip to throughout the course that'll show. There you got a left front cam. That's kind of cool. But obviously, with the screen, the driver screens are looking at being directly in front of our setup here. You can't rely on that 100%. So I've got quite a few options in the spotter view that they can take advantage of and help the guys around the track. So also great question. How many spotters for this weekend? I believe we're taking 3 for each car, if I remember right. So your usual 2, one for each car. In our case, Mike Herman and Jason Jarrett. And then I believe they're taking 2 additional per car. So definitely need a lot of people to cover the course this weekend at COTA.
Down to 1 now.
Are we qualifying this weekend? Yes, we are. Sunday morning. I believe it's 2 or 3 hours before the race. They'll qualify. I think it's 2 laps maybe. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, another unique thing. They haven't qualified in a long time, so that'll be different.
It will be different. I actually kind of miss qualifying. It was exciting to see where we lined up each week. Actually, Brandon, you and I were together when it was a Roush Fenway front row a few years back for the All-Star race. That was pretty exciting.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, that was 2018. So definitely a unique time, but that was cool.
I think that was our first year here together.
That sounds right. Yep. Time flies.
It does.
I would be curious to know, though. We're getting a lot of questions about spotters, and I don't know this answer, but I'll try to find out, and we maybe can post something about it, where they're actually going to be set up. I mean, I would assume the primary spotters would be somewhere along the front and have a pretty good view of the course, but I'd be curious to know where the other two plan to be. Again, just something that, and I would assume that they would all be together, but you never know. I remember at Sonoma a few years ago, we had, I believe it was our truck drivers were spotting down in a random turn. So you never know what kind of strategy can come into play when trying to strategically place your spotters in different areas across the track. So
that's right. And when you're at the racetrack and listening in, as we do, Brandon, you hear the spotters cut in and out at different parts of the track. I think it's very interesting. That always is really entertaining to me. I hear, obviously, I'm primarily on the 17 team, so I hear Herm for the beginning of the course, and then towards the back end, I hear another person, depending on where you are. And it's just really fun to hear different spotters' takes on the different turns of the course.
Yeah, I think that's one of the challenges, too, that, you're not used to dealing with is trying to figure out, the rhythm in which the spotters communicate, because obviously Herm's not used to having other spotters with him every week, and neither is Jason. So figuring out that rhythm between the three of them will obviously be key, and knowing when to stop talking, but also giving up information that'll be helpful too. So
it should be fun. I'm excited. I can't wait to listen to the radio.
Leaders have 10 to go.
And looks like Buescher's still P5 here. And we've got, it's lap 23. So hopefully we can keep inching up and hit to victory lane after this, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Someone said, is Ryan awake? He is awake. He's just waiting for his pit stop to be over, it looks like. Looks like he's on pit road, so. But yes, he is awake.
yeah, it looks like we had some type of on-track incident there with the 6 car. So Ryan just waiting on some type of clear to get back on track.
Nice. Hopefully we can find out more information about the 6 guaranteed rate teams.
25 seconds on our toe.
It sounds like we may have stalled out from maybe an incident on track, so we're calling it a tow, 2-minute tow, so just under 15 seconds here, and then he should be back rolling on the track.
All right. Well, Buescher's still P5. Looks like he's just
Using a fast repair gear.
timing and scoring on the broadcast says 1.299 seconds.
Yeah, I think
down, I think that's a little off.
Yeah, it looks like timing and scoring is a little confused on the broadcast. But
Out of fast repairs. Nothing coming. All clear.
Oh, we made the broadcast again, Brandon.
There you go. Pretty good view of all the different drivers and their setups for iRacing. It's always interesting to see how people approach it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
4 back. 4 seconds.
Still P5 on the chart. 8 laps to go. You just heard crew chief Matt Lady tell Buescher what was going on.
I saw a comment also asking who was spotting for Ryan this weekend. That's a great question. I don't remember all of them. I believe we might have Cale Gale, who at one point worked at Roush. I believe former racer of his own. I believe he's on the team for this weekend. Do not know the others, but if we get a pretty good, unique view of those guys and maybe some intel, we might pass it along on social this weekend. So keep an eye out.
Brandon, didn't Ryan's dad spot for him at one point, or did he just use the radio?
Yeah, I believe it's mostly at restrictor plate tracks. You'll hear him from time to time on the radio, just watching from the spotter stand more than anything. But yeah, if you've seen or heard footage from maybe Radioactive or something similar, you may have heard his voice over time, and that's where that comes from. So a few times a year, you'll see him up top and hear him on the radio.
That's pretty exciting.
5 seconds behind. Just stay high, stay high.
Uh-oh, looks like trouble for the 6th guaranteed rate team.
Stay low, stay low. Stay low. Clear.
I don't know if you guys just heard 16 sputter, tell him to stay low. But he was just involved in an on-track incident. Obviously, no caution.
Yeah, navigating back through traffic once you go around, obviously a challenge because, like we said, cars are pretty spread out across tracks this big. So making sure we don't mess up someone else's day is always important. Sometimes it just takes a little more communication than others.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We got a 15-second gap here.
Seven to go. Six to go, actually. Yes, the broadcast is a little behind, so. What else? Do you guys have any other questions for us? As the laps wind down here at virtual COTA, let us know.
Pretty good showing here for Buescher and the number 17 team. He obviously done his homework on this track, so going back to his home state, and he's showing what he knows and what he can do on the virtual COTA. We'll see how that translates to this weekend.
For sure. I mean, he's got a pretty good record at these road course races, so I'm very excited to see what the 17 team does this weekend.
Yield 1 second this next turn.
So running P5 here. Brandon, do you know when the next iRace is?
I believe it is 1st of June, June 2nd maybe. Sounds familiar. Let me check real fast. Yeah, I believe that to be the case. Would be the fifth one of the Pro Invitational series so far.
Nice. Let's see, we have another question in here that says, did they feed you since you have to work late? They did feed us.
Absolutely. That's the priority, if I'm being honest.
It is. Always have to have a nice hearty meal before we hit the racetrack to work. That goes for virtual and in-person races.
Can't perform on an empty stomach, no matter what you're doing. That's
No,
just
you
at least
can't.
my motto.
You really can't. Thank you for answering all of our questions. Of course, that's what we're here for.
Also, I'm curious, Chris brought this up today as well. If anyone has ever been to Austin, let us know your favorite barbecue places. Obviously, Texas is known for that, so if anyone's been, drop us some suggestions. Maybe we might check them out this weekend. I'm excited. I've never been there, so I'm just excited to see the city and then find some of the best places to eat. So
You'll have to let me know what you find. I won't be there this weekend, so.
yeah, for sure.
Stay high. Stay high. 2 cars here. Letting them by. Clear.
Is there going to be a new winner this weekend? I don't know. Brandon, what do you think? I'm going to say yes because we will be one of the new winners. I'll be optimistic.
You know, this year's been weird in that regard.
Yield 1 second.
I guess my obvious and honest answer is you'll just have to tune in and find out. This season has been interesting for winners and point standing so far, so we'll have to wait and see what happens.
That it has. I really do think we have a great chance. I'm going to stay optimistic and say yes. And hopefully it'll be yes.
Second gap behind you.
Looks like we've got our first barbecue suggestion, Sydney. Terry Black's Barbecue, Tammy says.
Oh. Okay.
I have to
We'll
look
pass
that up.
along.
See what it's all about.
Buescher still P5. So we'll see. I'm going to ask Crew Chief Matt Lady if he thinks there will be another pit stop, or are we good? We are good on fuel over here, 17 team.
Good to hear. We like that.
11th on your outside. Door clear. 2 more cars on your outside.
Not good on tires, but they say that we will just make it happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say at this rate, you're kind of just rolling with what you got. I would assume. Pretty late.
Back on your inside.
I'm sure this road course eats up tires. Not quite as much as the Monster Mile, like we saw this past weekend, but I'm sure it still eats up tires.
Seconds back to the next car behind you.
The 15 car has just dominated this race.
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I don't think this has been close, honestly. At least the top 2.
1.5 back. 4 to go at the line.
I don't know, what do you think? Do you think this is indicative of what we'll see coming up? Anything can happen. Really anything. I meant mostly with our performance. I think this is realistic. I see Chris Buescher running in the top 5, hopefully. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry to go back to this, but since there's actually stages on Sunday, I don't think you're going to see quite this the field spread out this bad. Now, I guess when you get late in one of the stages, maybe, but that'll obviously break up Sunday's race in person a little bit. So I would like to think that would help in that aspect. But we'll see.
Someone says, I hope it doesn't rain. Remember, we're road course racing, so there will be rain tires. And so even if it rains, you can still race, which is great news because rain delays personally are not my favorite.
Yeah, someone asked Chris his opinion on racing in the rain earlier, and I don't know that anybody, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I don't know that anybody would actually say they love it just because we don't do it enough. But obviously if it comes down to it, we have to do it. We do have rain tires, as you mentioned, so could happen.
And there is Buescher on the broadcast. I think Logano is a lap down.
42 is 1 second back.
And he's driving up through the field on fresh tires, according to the 17 team crew chief, Matt Lady. So. Looks like we have 2 to go here.
Back.
You know, watching the front straightaway, I'd be curious to know what the top speed is going down that. It looks pretty fast, but
oh yeah.
$55, Jackson says. Just your casual stroll down your local highway.
Oh, we have a familiar comment on here, Brandon.
Oh yeah? Do they have windshield wipers installed on all the cars? Yes. However, Jackson says he doesn't see one on here. So hey, if it's not on this one, then it's not accurate. I mean, if it's not on iRacing, then it's not a real thing. No, That's a good question. And the funny thing is, evidently, windshield wipers are on road course cars for aero purposes. I don't know what else to say. That's what I'm told. I've got no other feedback other than that. But I do know that they're on there, at least in person, even though they don't appear to be tonight. So.
Yeah. The more you know.
That's right.
Still there.
Although I'm not quite sure how that would work anyway. If it was an actual operating windshield wiper, I don't know if it would work right like it would on your normal street car, but Jackson says they do. So
I think I've seen the windshield wipers at work. Yeah, they definitely use them. I know the Xfinity series definitely used them at the Roval last year.
Oh yeah, if I remember right, they used them at Indy maybe, or no, it was the Roval because they almost.
Yes.
I mean, it was almost borderline not racing because it was so much water.
Yes. So much water, so many puddles. Looks like we're on the last lap. The white flag has flown. Let's see how much ground Buescher can make up. Let's see if we can get to that P1 spot in this last lap.
Yeah, I wish timing and scoring was actually the case. It says he's 2 seconds off, but that's obviously not the case.
Not the case, yes.
Yeah, it looks like that might be the split from the spot in front. So, all in all, pretty good showing from Mr. Buescher tonight.
He's a wheelman.
Yeah, he's been locked in all night, up on the wheel. Chris, a former winner at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, I believe.
Sure is.
I believe that to be the case. I will fact check it to make sure. That is
back in 2015,
right.
I believe.
Mid-Ohio. I knew I would mix them up. Mid-Ohio. That's what I meant to say.
What's your view on wheel hopping, Brandon? I'm curious.
You mean like how it happens, or the intent in which? Rephrase your question, please.
Our pit road reporter Jackson Martin says that he is against the wheel hop. I was just curious. I think it's interesting.
Yeah, call me indifferent, I guess. Maybe it's just I don't understand it as well as I need to, but I don't know. Teach their own, right?
I don't either. I'll be honest and say that road courses are definitely a weakness of mine. And we have the checkered flag. Checkered flag has waved here at Circuit of the Americas virtual. Chris Buescher has finished P5. And I wish you could say that looks like he actually piled it in and was involved with an incident with the number 43 car.
And that's one way to end it right there. Well, that'll do it for us tonight, folks. Thanks for joining the Pro Invitational Series iRacing from COTA. It's been fun. We will, Sydney, any last parting words?
I'm Sydney Freshman signing off. Thank you guys for joining us today. Me and my lovely coworker, Brandon Lee. It's been a blast.
Sounds good. We'll see y'all next time. Take care.
Bye.